Hi kids, it's Granny Wendy here, and I'm here to read a book, and this is going to be a funny book. It's really fun. It's about an old man, and we're going to see all the funny things he does. Look in this picture. This big bird has a hold of the old man, and they're flying over some mountains. I bet this is going to be a fun book. It's called Could Be Worse. Could Be Worse. I think that's it. And it's written by a man named James Stevenson. Yep. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to turn to the first page if I can find it. Oh, look at, there's a little kid here, and it says, could be worse. Okay, let's see. Here we go. I hope you guys could see these pictures pretty good. Okay, I'm reading this page first and this page next. So let's see. Can we see it okay? I think that's pretty good. Okay. At Grandpa's house, things were always the same. There's Grandpa's house. Grandpa always had the same thing for breakfast. Every day he read the paper. Ate the same thing every day. It looks like a piece of toast with some jelly, and read the newspaper every day. Let's see what else there is. Could be worse, says Grandpa. And he always said the same thing. Could be worse. Grandpa, that awful dog ate this sofa cushion. Could be worse, he said, no matter what. Okay, let's turn the page. Well, if I can get the page turned, here we go. Okay. I got a splinter in my finger, Grandpa. Could be worse, he said, reading his paper. My bike has a flat and my sneakers have a hole and I lost my kite in a tree, Grandpa. Could be worse, he said, after drinking his coffee. Let's see. He always says, could be worse, huh? Let's see. One day, Mary Ann said, how come Grandpa never says anything interesting? I guess it's because nothing interesting happens to him, said Louie. Guess what? Said Grandpa. The next morning at breakfast, Grandpa said something different. He said, guess what? See the picture? The grandpa sitting in the window and the kids are talking about their grandpa. Wondering, why do they always say, he always says the same thing. Could be worse, huh? And then there's the kids sitting at the table eating cereal, and there's Grandpa sitting behind his newspaper reading it like he does every morning. Okay, so let's see. He said something different. He said, guess what? Let's see what he's talking about. Okay. Okay. Oh, looks like Grandpa's sleeping in his bed there. And then look what happens in these pictures. It looks like that big bird took him and he's flying away. Let's read it. Last night when I was asleep, a large bird pulled me out of bed and took me for a long ride. Oh, well, that's exciting. Let's see where he went. What kind of a ride did he go on? And he dropped me in the mountains. He dropped him in the mountains? I heard a noise. It was an abominable snowman with a huge snowball, which he threw at me. Oh my goodness. Who knows who the abominable snowman is? You do over there? You do? Yeah, well, it's kind of like just like a big gorilla kind of bear monster thing who lives out in the snow. And so he saw Grandpa and he took a big snowball and threw it at Grandpa. Oh my goodness. Let's see what else. And all Grandpa had to say, probably, I bet I know what he said. He probably said, could be worse. Let's see. I got stuck inside the snowball, which rolled down the mountain. It finally landed on the desert, and it began to melt. He got in the desert, and now the snowball is melting. Okay, the desert. I walked across the desert. Suddenly, I heard footsteps coming nearer and nearer. He's listening to footsteps. Let's see. Here we go. A moment later, I got squished by a giant something or other. What is that? He called it a giant something or other. Means he don't know what it is. And it stepped on him and squished him. Oh, there he goes, and then it walked away. Grandpa was okay. Let's see. Then he said, before I could get up, I heard a strange noise. What was the noise he heard? It chased me across the desert until the noise was some big blobby thing, and it chased him across the desert. Let's see. Until I crashed into something tall. Something tall. It was sort of like an ostrich and very cross. Oh, it looked mad. I guess cross is another word for mad or angry. So he says it looked like an ostrich, and he bent down and he looked like he was mad. Okay. And then look at that. It looks like he kicked him in the air. Let's see. It gave me a big kick. I went into some sort of storm clouds. Okay. Almost got hit by a lightning and fell out of the clouds. He almost got hit by lightning. Blam. And then he fell out of the clouds. Let's see where he fell to. And landed in an ocean. Ooh, an ocean, that's just a whole bunch of water with fish and everything else in there. I sank down about a mile to the bottom. Wow, he sank way down to the bottom of the ocean? I saw an enormous goldfish coming at me. Oh my goodness, look at that giant goldfish. And there's the grandpa, he's little. And the giant fish is swimming all the way to him. Wow. Let's see what happens next. I swam away as fast as I could and hid under a cup that had air in it. Oh, okay. I guess he was hiding in that cup that had air so he could breathe. See how fast he's swimming? Let's see. There he goes. He's peeking out. When it was safe, I crawled out. I started to walk, but my foot got stuck. What did his foot get stuck in? Oh, look at that. Looks like a giant lobster, and it got his foot. So his foot got stuck in the grip of a gigantic lobster. It was a lobster. Oh my goodness. Let's see what else happens. What else is going to happen to poor Grandpa? I didn't know what to do, but just then a big squid came along. Oh my goodness, a squid? And squirted black ink all over the lobster. Oh, okay. Then I escaped. He escaped and hitched a ride on a sea turtle that was going to the top of the ocean for a bit of sunshine. So he hopped on a sea turtle and he went to the top of the ocean. Okay. Where I discovered a newspaper. Okay, there's a newspaper on top of the ocean. It looks like he's walking on the beach now. I quickly folded it into an airplane. Okay. Who knows how to fold paper into an airplane? I do. My brother and I, when we were kids, we used to get paper and fold it into an airplane and just fly it around the room like that. And so that's what he did he found newspaper and he folded it into an airplane and rode in it across the sky. Let's see what happened. Okay, so he folded it into an airplane and flew across the sea. Okay, he flew all the way across the sea. Let's see. And back home to bed. Oh, it flew all the way back to his home and flew in the window, and he went right back in bed. What an adventure. Let's see what happens next. Now, what do you think of that? Oh, that was the story Grandpa told him at breakfast. So when he was done, he said, "What do you think about that?" And the kids were just sitting there like, what kind of story is that? That was a crazy story. Let's see. Then the kid said, "It could be worse." That is so funny. The grandpa had a big adventure. All kinds of crazy stuff happened to him, and then he ended up getting back home. And all the kids could say is, "It could be worse." That is so funny. I remember the grandpa used to say that. It could be worse. And then he had a big adventure. That was a fun book. Oh, there's a dog. Look at that. The dog's having fun with the kids and Grandpa. That was the end of the story, guys. It could be worse. That was a fun story. Well, that's all for now. And maybe I'll read another one tomorrow or even tonight. All right. See you kids later. Bye.